All right, let me go in there and jump this off. I ain't gonna be on this thing forever, man. At the age of 19, I was sentenced to 30 years, just like similar to your boy Carmelo. You know what I'm saying? He got sentenced 35. The only difference is I didn't off anybody, allegedly, like your boy. But anyway, at the age of 19, I was sentenced to 30 years TDC. At the age of 21, I was able to successfully overturn my 30-year sentence and get a new trial in the punishment phase. Whereas I went back to jury trial and was sentenced to 10 years TDC. Made my first parole. So I only ended up doing 5.5. I've been off parole since 2020. So I did my bid. Just to let y'all know, for all you tough guys out there that say, oh, it's cool. Yeah, he should have styled them. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah, whatever. Y'all really showing y'all hand with that one. And that really, seeing how a lot of y'all process things really shows how much our community is failing itself. Let alone we can want to sit out here and point the finger at the powers that be. But honestly, before we can conquer the world, we need to start within. And we need to have, a look in the mirror at ourselves. And dudes like me, I'm really from the fighting era. We had a code. You know what I'm saying? This new stuff now, I don't know what's going on. But back in my day, we squabbled. We fought. And my father actually put us in karate. I was in karate for about 4 or 5 years. But it's really saved my life. Just give a lesson. I have never feared fight. I've never had a desire to off someone in combat. If someone meets me eye to eye, unarmed, now we have at ease, that's nothing. It's go time. Every time. Never a back down. It's another reason why I also not only survived, but I conquered prison. I was on top of the food chain down there. Just because I knew how to stand up for myself. But that's another story. The problem that I want to address is us. Forget them. Us. We're always talking about, oh, it's a war out here. He did this for the cause. But, the problem is we as a community have allowed factors like perhaps feminism take over the temperature of our community. For some strange reason, we now find it acceptable and honorable to, face an unarmed man in combat with a weapon. And we're dominant creatures. When did we ever become so scary out here? That's what's bothering me. When did we get so scary? Like, y'all on really on some school shooter type stuff. On the cool, like, yeah, man. Yeah, he had to do what he had to do. He was scared of his life. Man, but them dudes didn't even have a weapon. What's wrong with catching a fade? I'm sorry, I'm just from that era. We caught the fade, and it saved a lot of trouble. Everybody still gets to go home, and a lesson was taught regardless. We didn't have to end someone's existence just because of a bad moment. And now the consequences that you have to deal with are life-altering, for both parties. Whether someone is no longer here and the other is also no longer here because he had to go to lockup. He had to go do time. And that's where y'all weirded me out. Y'all were supporting this type of behavior that if I'm getting picked on, let me just take them off the board altogether. What happened to standing up and just squabbling? most people out here really don't be wanting smoke anyway. So I'm from my experience, most battles I have been engaged in never went further simply because I stood up for myself. Most people's really, in real life, they really scary out here. There's no need to really, take someone off the board to get them back. Sometimes you just gotta stand up for yourself. And that's the problem with us. We got away from that honor. We used to have honor in battle. What happened? Y'all, now and it has a lot to do with the music. Because we got people out here promoting, the shooter is glorified type mentality. Even with this, being someone who, let me use a better word since I'm on this net. We taking people off the board now like that's cool or something. Do y'all know how cool it is to go down there and do time? That is a different experience. And let me just say, for someone who's been on the other side, I just had a I did my little bit or whatever, but I was around real people who had hefty consequences for split-second decisions. And I promise you, every time one of them came to me one-on-one, I'm talking about the biggest gang members, super thug, 180,000 type guys. These cats would come to me one-on-one and be like, man, I regret, man, if only I would have, I should have. You know how many times I heard that down there? These are the same dudes who was, they was all for the, with it. And then when it went down, now they're decades into this, even 20 years into it. Plus saying, man, if only I would have, I should have. Man, don't end up like them, man. I'm sending a message from the other side. If I could be the connect from the ones who was really down there with them dudes who have even families and children who have forgotten about them. And they'll tell you, man, I messed up. Blaze, man, I messed up, man. Man, I should have, man, I promise you it's real, man. Y'all, sometimes it's better to just go ahead and get this over with up front, man. Even if you gotta fade that L, man, a bruise will heal up. Time, you can't get that back. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, the boy was in a sporting event, a controlled environment. So this melee perhaps wouldn't have lasted more than 30 seconds. Most fights don't even last a minute. And you willing to go do 30 years for something that won't even last 30 seconds. Man, put your kids in karate and get them a proper formal art of self-defense. Get them some proper training, man, because it starts with your mind. And y'all really have lost me, man. What am I defending here? A lot of y'all dudes, of my people, y'all were lost because y'all are the new adults preaching this tone to the youth, and that's why it's so gone now. And none of y'all wouldn't even want to do it. Y'all put yourself in them same shoes. Y'all not on that type of time. And y'all not prepared to do no time, man. Y'all sit down somewhere. Man, if you're hearing this message from a real one that has come from that side, man, put your kids in karate or boxing. Get them a formal, proper, the self-defense training, please, and save a life. Save a life. Knowledge is power. Because y'all is really weak out here, man. And that is really disheartening. I got to hear adults say, oh, yeah, if someone picks on you, just take them off. Take them off the board. No. What happened to stand up for yourself? Go ahead and catch that fade, man. Put some hair on your chest, man. Y'all really have let feminism control y'all mind, this community, and let that mind infect y'all to think that's honorable. That's not, man. Be a man for once. Stand up for yourself, man. You ain't gotta off everybody just because they hurt your feelings. Y'all so emotional now, man. I can't even take none of y'all seriously, man. It's really sad. It really is, man. Y'all have a blessed evening, man. Let me get 1,000 feet away from you niggas.